Alright, and we are back. We finally figured out the issue, so now we are live on Twitch, YouTube, and our Facebook page.
Facebook will go live in about 10 minutes, but other than that, we should be good. YouTube is up and running. Oh, it's good when things are working. Alright, I think teams are going to be swapping sides. I'll just get a confirmation on that, see what's happening. Yeah, teams are swapping sides. It happens sometimes. Unfortunately, teams will choose, well, they will have a randomized spawn side, and sometimes when they load in, it just doesn't work out that way, so just have a few minutes to swap over. Because you know, the strats have been worked up on a certain way. Alright, it looks like we are definitely live on YouTube. Hi, Corona.
I'm glad that we are up and running. For those watching here on YouTube, you guys, sorry that we were unable to show the first map on Amiens. DPS did take that map, as you can see, according to the scoreboard at the top of the screen. So we will see if the veterans will be able to counter that here on Aragon Forest.
Right, how are the teams looking? We are one down for veterans. Let's see if we're waiting.
Warren, how are you doing today? Wandy, thank you for joining us. I think we are doing fine now that we have our little hiccup out of the way. And they're saying that if we could hold them for 6 minutes and then restart the map, that Facebook will be alive in 6 minutes. Do you think that they would want to do that, or are they just going to go at 34 minutes?
I think just let them go at 34 minutes. There's not enough time now to relay that message.
Yes, Corona, the birds are alive and well once again here on Aragon Forest. It seems like after every battle they come back, reclaim their territory, and then once again they are drowned out by gunfire and screams.
think we're about to start in 2 seconds. There we go. Slight early start there for veterans, but I think that was just a probably half a second there.
So it looks like veterans will reach the burn radius first here. But DPS is going to push in very heavily. Both teams are going to be concealed by smoke and gas.
The smoke and gas is real on this bridge at the moment. Can barely even see the bridge.
I'll fix those wounds.
What if we could use the pigeon to talk to the other birds?
Take that first aid.
Corona, have you seen the new pigeon cam on the Apocalypse?
It looks ridiculous.
Have you seen it?
Yes.
It looks absolutely no. It's like a medieval drone, I guess.
I know that there were several people on CTE early on when it was first announced that they were going to have the pigeon, that they didn't really care for the idea. And it was kind of gimmicky, but
Someone at DICE did.
I'm interested to see how it is implemented, though. So, DPS is going to take that
DPS
Charlie
taking
flag.
the first, yeah.
And
I'm thinking that it's going to make life very difficult for the those trying to hide from snipers.
I would agree, because
That's what I'm thinking the cam is going to do.
it did look like it was fully controllable, as well as it had like an autopilot mode.
Yeah, it was. I mean, what's next? Spotting flares. You're gonna be able to drop grenades, maybe. Imagine being able to fly behind enemy lines and drop gas grenades. That's just gonna be the end of it.
And
Like a World War I UAV.
it even though veterans have done a great job here pushing DPS out of this Bravo objective, I was kind of worried there for a moment that they were falling into what normally happens for defending teams, is they get pushed off of the burn, they don't rotate fast enough to the flag, and there for a minute I thought that they were going to fall victim to that, but they have done a great job pushing back in and establishing this flag. What if we had a game mode just to shoot the birds on Argonne Forest?
Oh, like clay pigeons, but not clay.
Corona, your homework for this week.
You know what I want to know?
What's that?
I want to know if you can use those pigeons to take people out, like kamikaze pigeons.
I don't think so. But, Corona, I have a challenge for you this week. I would like to see a screenshot of a bird not flying, but maybe in a tree here on Argonne Forest. Send me a screenshot.
Oh. And try not to scare it away.
Yeah, you cannot use dynamite.
Haha. Alright, it looks like DPS has taken possession here of a flag. They look like they've got more numbers there.
And Wandy, that's why I'm asking Corona to do it. I haven't seen a bird on here, but it'd be interesting to see. And DICE said that it won't let a kamikaze.
Right. DPS definitely taking much more possession here. It looks like they're gonna take this flag. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this going to be the first time we see Amiens go this way? Past the Bravo flag?
I think for us on Tuesdays and Thursdays, in this tournament, I think it will be. I think we have seen it in our past South African only Frontlines tournament. It did go the other way, but we will see if veterans. Look at this. Did you guys see that? Dr. DPS literally just walked over OU B8 of veterans. Literally just walked right past him, didn't even see him. They blend in so well here in the forest.
Okay, that OUBA. Okay, so it's I assume this pronounced OB, as in old B or old brown sherry. I'm just gonna go out on a limb there. OBs. It's a South African thing.
I was contemplating that, but again, I did not want to pronounce another name. Let's see if we can get a look of what it's like inside. Oh, they closed the door on me. There we go. You can see how hectic it is inside this bunker.
It's lovely to have you here.
Ammo, anyone?
Right, looks like veterans have got DPS locked out of the spawn cap area.
Well, it looks like they are in the bunker heavily. I mean, they're going to really have to push them out of this bunker, and it's so hard.
Yeah, it is. It is really hard to get any sort of gunfire in that bunker when you are locked out like that.
And Corona, remember, there's some different, like, chirpy birds, and there's also owls on the forest.
If you can get an owl, Corona, you will be the hero. Oh, Flakvark there with an incredible run. Crossbow grenades, and I think that is, I don't know if that was incendiary or gas.
It is a gas grenade.
Damn, a gas grenade. I wasn't looking, but I just saw his name all over.
Well, Pondo just got an AT rocket grenade, an AT tank grenade kill, and an incendiary grenade. And here comes Blast with 2 more crossbow grenade kills.
Oh. Okay, no, say that name, say that name.
Nope.
Do it.
Black?
Okay.
That's
Flakvark. Yeah. Alright, we've got a request to go first person on Madrid in DPS.
as soon as I find them, I will be more than happy to. There he
and
is.
DPS taking that and going through to the telegraph.
Let me click on him.
To say MCOMs.
It's not lit. There we go. Yes, it's been MCOMs for how many generations of Battlefield?
Far too many. I can't just change things. I'm still saying Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie and things. This is not the apples butter thing. It doesn't work for me.
Oh, Madrid with a 2-piece there, and yes, his gun is invisible in the spectator mode.
Oh.
No, it is not invisible on
Doesn't
his
mean he's
screen. It,
does not mean he's glitching.
but his bullets are coming out of his chest. He has a superpower.
Woo.
And he gets taken out by gas.
Both objectives were armed. One is down, but Bravo has been defused. Let's see if veterans can keep DPS from getting that second detonation. Ooh.
This could be
a
big mortar.
Kills? Oh, yes, no, yes, no. Oh,
There's so many people
nobody
there.
had marked up their enemies. That is integral when you are using the artillery. Make sure that people are spotted.
So Veterans is doing a pretty good job here, but it does look like DPS has finally come on that back flank. You're welcome. So veterans have
Little green monster doing some work there.
21 tickets left to defend this telegraph before it will go back to the Alpha flag. DPS is doing a great job really trying to push up here on the right side of the screen out of the bunkers. And looks like Cost and Henry are coming up the back flank right now. This is one thing you do not want to do. As you see, veterans, there's 4 players within 5 feet of each other.
Enemy coordinates have been sent to our artillery.
Bunching up like that could be devastating. Let's see if any of these artillery shells get any kills. It looks like 1.
No. Yes, no. Yes, no.
And AJ just slid in to arm this telegraph.
The enemy has armed objective butter.
Let's see if Little Green Monster can stop this. George is disarming it now. Does get the disarm.
We have defused objective butter.
First person view on
One was asking
Axe.
for a first person.
You get that all day. And not looking good for veterans.
The
Oh,
enemy
armed
has
again.
armed objective butter.
Armed again. So exciting.
Urban is trying to slide in there. Goes for...
3 more.
Oh, he did. He went in for the bayonet. He missed it, but was able to get AJ from
Oh.
behind with the melee kill.
So if veterans can disarm here, we'll be going back to the previous objective.
They're
Can they
going
do
to
it?
have to push right
DPS
now.
is surrounding it. Woo.
Ollie, I think, just saved the day there. I don't know, Urban. Yep. So close.
Oh, so close.
Now,
Great effort there by veterans.
so DPS will take map number 2, and we will get confirmation if the teams want to at least play the tiebreaker or not here.
I hope they do, because that was a fun one. And the tiebreaker, if they do decide to go with it, will be Soissons. Alright, this is waiting for confirmation. One team has said yes. Come on. Come on.
Let's see.
Great numbers there on the DPS side. 25 for 10, 14 for 6, 21 for 5, Little Green. Mad Max for 24 for 6.
Don't forget Sean, 32 for 10. And then for veterans,
Oh, there we go.
they had several over 20. So relatively close kills for both sides.
And like we always say, kills are great, and kills are great to watch, but it is possession of that flag. Or of the telegraphs, I guess. Okay, so it looks like we are going to the third map, so we'll be treated to Soissons. I do love saying that so much.
One more time.
Soissons.
And this is one of the few maps because I don't play a lot of Frontlines myself, at least not very often. This is one map that I have played several times and have enjoyed it. And I think we are just going to let the teams go whenever they're ready to spawn. The outcome of this round will not matter in determining the winner of this matchup, but it is just a friendly, fun game between the two teams, and it gives you guys something else to watch, especially for those that are tuning in now on YouTube that only got to see Argonne Forest. Let's see, Sean is trying to go for the flank. And I do not see these buildings standing for much longer. Ooh. Jedi Joe with the bayonet charge on Ollie. Arrow gone. Argon? What? Wandy, why don't you like this map?
I like this map. I love all of the They Shall Not Pass DLC maps. They're my favorites.
I like the maps, and I enjoy most of the weapons from this DLC as well. So DPS still has their tank up. It does not look like there's any veterans left on flag, but they are already pushing back in.
Right, and DPS, I think will take this this flag. It doesn't look like the veteran guys are anywhere near the cap objective. They're there. The cap radius. Got a one eye on the chat here. So I wasn't paying attention to what I was saying there for a second. Right, looks like we're moving up in DPS's favor.
You see him? Shock through.
Veteran guys are doing a good job to keep themselves on that objective.
There's a shock trooper.
I am spectating Mad Max. He is using the MK Mark III.
Capture objective done.
Looks like he's using the infantry. Yeah, he's definitely using the infantry version. Oddly enough, Nivelle Knights is your favorite Frontlines map.
Novell is a good one.
I
I'm not generally a fan of the night maps though. They're really dark.
You just got to bump up your brightness a lot.
I have my brightness bumped up all the way. It's still very dark.
Now, I do like Nivelle for Frontlines, but I really don't like it too much for Conquest.
Oh yeah, because it's so far to run.
I mean, it's just a yo-yo. You're just going in circles constantly because a lot of, especially in just public servers, there's not a lot of like stopping pushes.
Oh yeah.
So you literally kind of have to pick like 2 or 3 maps to just focus on and just focus on those and hope that your team does the rest. Brightness to 100. It does turn those night maps.
It is at 100 and it doesn't help.
It makes it like a early, like kind of right before dawn feel to it when you turn the brightness all the way up.
The problem with turning the brightness all the way up is that you get such a glare on the moon in Nivelle Nights, and in the other maps there's a glare on the actual lights because there's a lot of floodlights and that on those maps. And if you kind of look at it in the wrong sort of way, it kind of blinds you.
And another thing, when they when people actually know about using the spot flare fireworks, as I like to call them on Novell nights, it can get really bright very quickly, even if your brightness is a lot lower.
And the searchlight on the tank, that kills me. Not that a lot of people use it, but it is really bad on the night maps. Painful. Alright, so DPS moving up, but it looks like veterans may take the actual radius on this. Looks like Fairbanks is the only one in the area there. Is he gonna be able to stay up there?
Wandy is saying to sit a little higher, it helps on his monitor.
Problem is my TV is wall mounted. I don't use a monitor. So it's a bit difficult for me. I'd have to stand up and look at my TV. Alright, so veterans taking back that objective, and it looks like we're going to move backwards. Now the trick here is which team is going to get back to that objective first.
I think with the way the DPS is set up, they're pushed pretty far forward, that it's going to be a little tough for veterans to push past, especially because I believe their advantage was the tank, and Fairbanks takes the tank out. Now, if you guys did notice, Dylan did jump out of the tank, and there for a second I thought he was going to just risk it and leave it, which if DPS was a little quicker, they probably could have stole the tank, and that would have put a huge advantage for DPS. Wandy's saying to get a step ladder. A step ladder and a couple booster
I need a
seats.
step ladder for everything. Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot of pillows. It has to be one of those really tall ladders that help you get to the second floor.
I remember early on in college, a buddy of mine, his seat broke in his car, and mind you, he's only like 5 foot tall, and it would no longer raise up, and it actually fell down to the lowest setting. He actually had to use phone books for like a month to sit on so he could drive his car.
I can relate, it's not funny.
And that's why you laugh.
Alright, it looks like DPS is gonna edge this flag in their favor. And they get it.
And they will have the advantage because they have their tank up. And doesn't Little Green Monster usually use the tank?
She does. She was earlier.
Because I know Henry has had it several times as well. I'm hearing a lot of sniper shots. Looks like Madrid is...
I'm wondering, there's this huge push by veterans at the back of DPS. It looks like they're going to go take them from behind and flank quite well, actually. Looks like DPS though has actually figured out what they're doing, and they've sent a couple of guys there.
No one did. He thought that I was going to say took the seat out.
Enemy horse rider. You see it? That's a scout. One of theirs.
Slowly but surely DPS is taking this objective.
You see him?
Unfortunately, they have pushed all of the veterans off there.
Watch it, there's a scout.
Henry doing some work over there in that tank, getting the guys to stay away from his objective. Alright, and on to the M-coms. Haha, just kidding, they're telegraphs.
Now, I will say that it can be challenging to get both of these telegraphs in one go with their placement. Because from this backside, let's just kind of get down low here. As you can see, they kind of have the height advantage. You can see the team approaching very easily and at a pretty good distance. But DPS is wasting no time. Henry is pushing the tank up. He's probably going to pull out some smoke and the pigeons, which does happen.
Oh. Oh. Just watching from the top there, all I see is carnage. No one dying, but just stuff everywhere. Smoke everywhere.
We have armed objective butter.
And I do think arming the Bravo telegraph first is the better choice of the two.
Yeah, it is definitely the harder of the two when everyone is focused in one point.
But let's jump down and see here. See if we can get on Dylan here, so we can see what I was talking about. The snipers. He's using the Qualifer 95 carbine.
Enemy medic sighted.
Ooh.
So the Bravo telegraph goes
Did
down.
Henry just take himself out? I think he did. A little bit of a self-sacrifice there, but for the greater good.
Let's see. Urban here.
Spotted a scout.
He is on the cannon. Scanning the horizon for infantry. He's going to get a hit marker there. Looks like he's using the Vitelli infantry scout rifle. It hits really hard like the Martini, but it is a slow muzzle velocity.
Yeah. Oh, Sean with a bold move towards the Alpha objective, unfortunately taken out there by Diamond.
Shock trooper
And
spotted.
these DPS guys in the trench are making a run for it. Whoever got there, let's get there before.
Enemy shock trooper, stay alert.
Veterans right on that objective at the moment.
And
Ooh, DPS there, they're right there.
it looked like there was
Are they gonna get
dynamite
the
on the objective, or maybe it was an anti-tank mine.
We have armed objective
But I don't. If it was dynamite, the player that had planted it is no longer alive, so it is not going to be useful. If there were still anti-tank mines, somebody could throw a grenade. Urban gets one with his airburst mortar. Smoke and flares are out. DPS is starting to push
Are the
this back
veterans
hill.
are they gonna make a run for it? Are they gonna try for the disarm?
I don't think they have enough time, even if they
The guys are
ran
edging
straight
closer.
there.
Ah. Another great attempt there by Veterans right on the last. Well done to both teams, and obviously even though that one didn't count, DPS still taking it. The match goes to DPS. Well done to both teams. It was a really great show.
Little green monster with her 80s shutter glasses on, as I like to call them.
Super sexy.
Sean with 44 kills. Mad Max
Wow.
with 35.
And only 8 deaths. Very nice.
And then Marcus had the most for the veterans at 20. Yeah,
Right, and obviously,
I agree with you, Corona. I like
gun
it.
Are you what gun is Corona talking about? I can't even decipher what he's saying from his
It's
From
the
his comment.
Vitelli scout rifle.
Yeah, I probably haven't unlocked it yet.
It is a lot like the Martini Henry, except for it's a bolt action instead of a one and done shot. I think they call it a breach action is what the Martini is. Never mind.
Okay, I believe you. Alright guys, thank you for watching the stream, and thank you for holding on even though we had to stop halfway through and restart. Great to see you guys here, and I hope we'll see you again next time. And thank you, Axe.
Thank
Great
you.
stream with you as usual.
And I hope to see you guys back here on Thursday afternoon as well. Until then, I hope you guys have a wonderful day for those that are in North America, and a good night for those overseas. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye guys.